Do It Yourself, Episode 1. So, I'll be honest with you, I was initially bored in the beginning. I didn't really see anything that was necessarily grabbing my attention. But later on, towards the episode, it really did warm up to me. And I'll tell you what, I definitely could see myself watching the rest of this season. But yeah, I say this is actually a pretty good episode. It has a nice art style, and the characters are really cute. It's got a nice overall vibe to it, and I'll tell you what, I like if I'm going to compare this anime to something, I'd probably compare this anime to K-On! Kind of, minus the music. This is a slice of life anime, cute girls doing cute things kind of anime. So yeah, I'm sure this anime could be compared to many other anime. I've only seen so many slice of life shows, so the first one that came up to my mind was K-On!, especially when we see one of our characters. She, one of our characters just literally reminds me of Yui from K-On!, so there's definitely that. But yeah, I did like this episode. I might have been bored initially, but it did grow on me, and I definitely want to see more of this anime. It seems promising, if you ask me. So let's talk about our character for a second here. So we have Serafu, and she's a bit of a klutz, but that's an understatement. But more than just being a klutz, she's just dumb. Like, really dumb. Like, dumb as bricks. I mean, let me tell you something. She would give Goku a run for his money. She would give me a run for my money. That's how dumb she is. But let me just put it to you in words. Serafu is the type of character who would stick scissors into an electrical socket. She's the kind of character who would drink dish soap because it said apple on it. She's the kind of character that would return a donut because it had a hole in it. This is what I'm talking about when I say our character is kind of dumb. And you can just kind of see it through all the character interactions. Like she's talking with her mom, and she's like, and she keeps injuring herself because I don't know, she's that much of a klutz. And so she's like, oh, okay, well, try drawing with crayons. And the first thing I thought in my mind is, this character is the kind of character that will eat crayons. And then immediately after, it's like, well, yeah, well, I'm glad we got you crayons that you could actually eat. So it's like, oh, wow. So, wow. Just wow. She's that dumb, huh? But I mean, not dumb. I mean, she's a young girl, but you know what I mean, right? She's an interesting character. I definitely vibe with her. It's done in a really cute and tasteful way, so I can't really complain. It's cute. And one thing I thought was actually kind of cool once I finally realized it and they finally told us is just her name is actually just pronounced as yourself, but in a more Japanese like way. So like yourself, serufu. So it's like, wow, that's actually really cool. So it's like, I definitely appreciated that. I thought it was really cool. Because when I first initially heard the name Serafu, I was like, that's kind of a weird name. Like, I never heard a name like that before. And then when you hear it, it's like, oh, that wow, that's actually kind of clever, and it actually makes sense for this show. And I just want to add one more thing. So she has three pets, right? She has a dog, a cat, and a pig. Let's look at the pig, though. She named her pig Meat. Who names their pig Meat? Who even has a pig in the first place? I don't know, but really, meat? Just call your pig meat? Like emergency food? And what's even funnier though is she's sleeping with her pig and she's just hugging it. And the first thing that popped up in my mind is like, what if she starts eating that pig in the middle of her sleep? And it's like immediately, not even like 2 seconds later, you just see her with the pig's ear in her mouth. It's like, oh wow, like I couldn't have called that even more than I just did. And so we have another character, and that's her friend Miku. And the first thing I initially thought was like, huh, she looks a little bit like Ichigo from Darling in the Franxx. And you know what's even funnier about that? The fact that I was thinking that, and then you look at the voice actress. She literally voices Ichigo from Darling in the Franxx. And I was like, wow, that couldn't have just been any less fitting. It couldn't have been any more fitting. I was like, that just makes so much sense. And you can actually hear the voice actress. You can hear her voice in that. Like she also voices Maki from Kaguya-sama, and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely hear the voice, especially when she says Baka. I was like, yep, that's definitely her. So the only unfortunate thing is we didn't really get to see much of Miku. And I'm kind of curious what we're going to do with her character because they're not going to the same school. So it's going to be interesting. I'm kind of curious to see if she's going to have that big of a role in the show because based off of what I've seen is like she's not really going to be a part of the club that we're going to be talking about a little bit later on, but I'm kind of curious what her role in this show is going to be. But she's definitely a lot more level-headed than her friend Serafu. So yeah, I'm just curious what that dynamic's going to be. And yeah, we have one more character. Her name is Yaseku, so she's going to be the reliable senpai and also the leader of the club Do It Yourself. So she's an interesting character. She's a bit nicer than you would expect because they were making rumors about her. I wasn't expecting her to actually be mean, but she's definitely nice, especially when you see that Serafu kind of messed up her craft. It's just like, you know what? It just gives it charm. And yeah, when she fell into the wooden, or when the wooden planks fell into Serafu, the first thing she thought was like, "Hey, are you all right?" Instead of, "Oh man, you messed up my craft." It's like she actually showed concern for her, which is obviously so. She's a nice character, and I just want to point out that she's being voiced by Ayane Sakura, which is one of my favorite voice actresses. But the only unfortunate part is it doesn't really sound anything like her typical voice, which is like a Uraraka voice or a Iroha or Yotsuba from Quintessential Quintuplets. Like, I really like her voice when she sounds like that, but she's got a more mature-ish sounding voice, so it doesn't really sound like her, but it's still kind of cool to see that she's voicing her. So I do think this is kind of a promising anime in terms of what I'm expecting. So I'll just say this: our main character, or Serfu, is kind of somewhat incompetent. Like she's not really able to do that much by herself. So the do-it-yourself premise just makes a whole lot of sense, and I definitely want to see our character grow. I just want to see what she's capable of doing, and maybe she'll be a little bit less of a klutz by the end of the season, and maybe she'll actually be able to do a few things that will actually be cool. So I would like to see her be a little bit more competent and more serious and focused. That definitely would be really cool because we get to compare it from episode 1 to episode 12, how much of an improvement she makes. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. And I think that's just the main appeal for me is just, I want to see our main character actually do better. And I want to see the kind of cool interactions we get from our characters that are going to join the club. That also is another thing that I'm really going to enjoy. I'm always a big fan of character interaction, so that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. So overall, I did like this anime, and I'm definitely going to continue it because I definitely want to see what this anime is going to bring us. I don't think it's going to be particularly that good of an anime, especially when it's being aired alongside shows like Mob Psycho, Chainsaw Man, Spy Family, My Hero Academia. Like, this show is just surrounded by a bunch of juggernauts, but you know what? It's still probably going to be a good show, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. But yeah, if you guys are a fan of slice of life and cute girls doing cute things, that kind of a show, probably give this one a shot. I think you guys might actually end up liking this. But I could definitely see this not being in most people's taste and most people finding it boring. Like I could definitely see that. I initially thought it was a little bit boring, and then I got into it. So, but yeah, if you do like slice of life, definitely give this a shot. I think you'll like this for sure. But yeah, my name is DBC, and if you guys haven't done so already, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be doing reviews for many of the anime this fall season, and I'm going to be doing them weekly. Shows like My Hero Academia, Mob Psycho, Chainsaw Man, Spy Family, etc., etc. And also, I'm going to be doing anime music covers in the near future, so stay tuned for that. And also, don't forget to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that, and it would also support me a lot. Thank you guys. I'm signing out.